Hello, guys, and welcome back to another edition of Baseball Talk with the Earl Brothers. My name is Nicholas Earl. I'm joined here by my brother Tim, and today, playoffs? Playoffs. Yes, we're talking playoffs here. We have the ESPN MLB Postseason Bracket Challenge that we have currently loaded up. So we'll have like this, and then Tim and I will be breaking down each and every series. And we will be giving we'll be filling out our brackets here as we talk through these series. So we will get started.
Let's do it.
All right. The first one here on the bracket challenge, I'm going to get up my bracket so we can look at that, is the Detroit Tigers taking on the Cleveland Guardians. When I click preview, it goes to the other thing there, different page. But this game starts on the today at 1:00, and the Guardians stole the division from the Detroit Tigers, and I'm going to be on the Guardians. I'm very high on the Guardians. I put out a bold prediction when we talked Guardians, or when I talked Guardians in the video a week ago. I have the Guardians advancing. I'm going to say in 3. I'm going to say the Guardians in 3 because I can see them falling down 1-0 against Scooble in the first game and then winning the next 2. I do like Gavin starting game 1. I am very excited to see that. But overall, I just think that the Guardians right now are in better form, and the Tigers are a team that I thought could have completely missed the playoffs in general the way they were playing at the end there. Give me the Guardians in 3.
Not to mention the Guardians here. I'll pull mine up real quick because I'm. Oh, you got to. There you go. I'm gonna bring mine up because we're gonna kind of go through it together. I'm on the Guardians as well. This is a Guardians team that's kind of owned the Tigers this year. And not to mention, you know who's pitched really good against the Tigers? Gavin. My God. Like he had the semi bad start against them in the last game, but previous to that, he shut them out. Gavin's just been really, really solid all year. He's outpitched Scooble already this season. I see him outpitching Scooble again. So I honestly, I know you said they go down 1-0. I think they go up 1-0. I think the Guardians could win this in 2.
Okay.
I think the Guardians win this one in 2 at home. Because once you get past Scooble, if you beat Scooble, how are the Tigers winning 2 in a row?
Yeah.
With the pitching that the Guardians have, how are the Tigers winning 2 in a row besides scoring 8 runs a game?
Yeah,
that's the only way I can see it. So
the Guardians are not like that. I'll let you go first with the next matchup there, Tim.
Yes. I'm grabbing the Red Sox in the next one. I do like Boston over the Yankees. I think they have the pitching advantage in game 1. Garrett Crochet over Max Fried. And I know I might be on the contrarian side of it. I strongly believe that Carlos Rodon should have started game 1 for the Yankees. I think he's been the better pitcher for the Yankees all year. I don't think there's a wrong choice, but I think that after game 1, Crochet gets out with a 1-0 lead. Then they work it from there. I think, and plus Boston has played good against the Yankees all year long. So give me the Red Sox against the Yankees in the wild card.
Yeah, we will disagree on some other games, but this is not one of them. I am going to take the Red Sox as well. I'm going to say the Red Sox in 3, because I could see the Yankees taking a Fried start or a Rodon start. But if it comes down to Cam Schlittler in game 3, yeah, no, I'll take Brian Bayo over him. So I don't know why he keeps doing that. But yeah, I have the Red Sox there for the wild card series to go up against Toronto.
There you go.
Do we want to continue in the American League and just go through and pick our American League champion? Or
no, go wild card.
Go wild card on the opposite side. All right, here's where I think we're gonna disagree on our first one.
I agree.
We have the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Cincinnati Reds. The Reds squeak in, and they are the 6th seed. I put a tweet out about a week and a half ago. I said, I'm leaving this tweet to come back to when the Reds knock out the Dodgers in the first round in the wild card round. They have Hunter Green going game 1. Zach Littell game 2, not a fan of that. But then Andrew Abbott going game 3. I think this Reds team is set up really well pitching wise to compete with the Dodgers, and I see a potential upset here as the Reds shock the Dodgers and advance to the National League Division Series against the Phillies.
Yeah, you say we're going to disagree. I think this is going to be the most lopsided wild card series. Like, I think we come back to this one maybe when we do like a DS breakdown or something, and be like, wow, the Reds really shouldn't have been in the playoffs. I mean, neither should have been the other team, but the Dodgers are just far better than both of them. And I think we're going to end up coming back to this series when we do the DS preview and go, wow, the Dodgers really outscored the Reds 15-4. Like that, neither game was close. Dodgers got out on them early. Yes, Hunter Green's great. We've never seen him pitch in the playoffs. On the opposite side, the Dodgers are been in the playoffs every single year for the past 10 years.
They've won 12 of the last 13 National League West titles. The one year they didn't win, they won 106 games.
And they was it 106?
2021, they barely lost out to the 107 win Giants, which
and then they end up beating the Giants
them in the DS. Yeah, that was the year that Chris Taylor hit the home run against the Cardinals in the wild card game.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that one was this is a Dodgers team that's far experienced, and the story of the Reds is cool. There's a very young team. How many players on that Reds team has playoff experience?
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, I look up and down that roster, and it's a bunch of young guys, which is not a bad thing. But on the same side, like, how many of these guys are you going to trust in the playoffs? And by the way, I don't count 2020 because they made the playoffs in 2020.
Yeah, they got swept in that, right?
I think so. But I looked at their lineup. It's just like, did Brady Singer get playoff experience a little bit?
Kansas City last year.
But other than that, none of these guys have any playoff experience. I think it's gonna be a good learning experience, and I think the Reds will be back next year. But this one's gonna be the most lopsided wild card series.
Yeah. All right. Then we'll head. Then I'll let you start the Padres and the Cubs, because this one's a confusing one for me. But yet, when I first filled out a bracket, just the Padres team I going far.
I looked at this one, and I know we don't bring it up, but I believe this one's the closest odds besides the Guardian series. Like, I think both of them
being a toss-up, yeah.
But because both of them were pick'ems. Like, They were very, very close. And that's how I kind of, because Dodgers big favorites. Actually, the Yankees were decent-sized favorites
because it's in Yankee Stadium.
Yes, true. But these two, the Guardian series and this one were pick'ems. And I've gone back and forth on this one. I end up going with the Padres, just because I feel like the Padres have way more pitching. Yes. And at the end of the day, pitching is going to save you, especially when you have the best bullpen in baseball. To the point where, and you know me, starting game 1 for the Padres is Nick Pivetta. Freaking love that. I love that. And then you got Dylan Cease and Michael King against Matthew Boyd, Shota Imagana, and Jamison Taillon, because Cade Horton's out. And if Cade Horton was in, it probably would have swung me towards the Cubs. But I feel like the pitching staff for the Padres is going to be enough to win the series.
Yeah. My ultimate question is, can you tell me anything that the Cubs do better than the Padres, other than they're playing at home? I think rotation-wise, I'd give that to the Padres.
Yep.
Bullpen-wise, it's not even close. I'd give that to the Padres. The Cubs hit more home runs than the Padres, but overall, offensively, they're not that far apart. And I think the pitching is going to be the big difference in this series. And I think the Padres go pretty far in this postseason. I think this is the team that is built to go far in the postseason, and they're built for October. And I think the Padres, even though they're starting it on the road, and they have had their struggles on the road this year, in San Diego, they're amazing. On the road, they've kind of struggled a little bit there. But this Padres team, I think, is built. Even after losing Jason Adam, I believe. That bullpen is a super pen. And really, when you can go into games and go be like, Nick Pivetta, give me 5 innings.
Yeah, you don't really have to worry about it.
Darvish, give me 5 innings. That's all you got to do.
Darvish will not be starting
King, just give me 5 innings. Or you know what I mean. Like,
I know what you mean.
Start. Yeah, no, this team, if they're leading after 5 innings, that bullpen won't give up a lead. So I'll take the Padres. I'll take them to sweep. Oh, by the way, Reds in 3. I think we're going to see a lot of game 3s this year.
I don't think you're going to see a crazy amount, but I could see it.
I think we'll get more game 3s than we will sweeps.
All right, Nick, do you want to start off the DS? Because I know we're going to differ on this one.
Yeah, and for me, you already know what it is. It's guard ball. It's guards ball. And this is a team that I'm going to be riding pretty far through the playoffs, is Cleveland. I'm planting my flag. And I mentioned it in the video that we did. So in the video I did talking about guard ball taking over the division lead and all the things that they did. Well, guess what? At the end of that video, I said if the Cleveland Guardians win the American League Central, they will represent the American League in the World Series. Give me the Guardians. Give me them in 4 games. I think they steal 1 in Seattle and they take care of business in Cleveland. Give me guards ball to take care of the Seattle Mariners. And I know a lot of people love the Mariners. I know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I do. I'll be against you on this one. I'm taking the Mariners. This is a Mariners team that, you put their pitching staff up against Cleveland's, I think it's dead heat. If not, I give Seattle a slight edge. And then you go hitting, it's not even close. Like, Cleveland has 2 players above the 100 WRC plus line. That's Jose Ramirez and it's Kyle Manzardo. Not even Steven Kwan is above that line. And that's concerning for an offense that you're going to go up against a Seattle team where, yes, you're going to get some 2-1 games in here, but there's going to be a game in this series that people aren't going to expect, and it's going to go to there's going to be a 9-8 type of game in there, and Cleveland's not winning a game like that. So I look at this one where you've got all of that going. I like Seattle. I think it's a 5-game series, though. Seattle wins 5.
Interesting. And by the way, I was just looking over here. You said you'd give the edge to Cleveland or to Seattle for pitching wise?
I think so.
All right. Here's and I know we're not as much of an ERA podcast.
I'm not at all.
But how about giving up runs per game? All right, we'll talk about that. The Guardians gave up 3.7 runs per team ERA to 3.87, and then bullpen. I would give the bullpen edge to Cleveland as well, 3.44 bullpen ERA compared to 3.72. So
I still think Seattle at home is the better spot.
At home, yeah, but if you're Cleveland, I think they need to win 1 in Seattle.
There you go.
Because Seattle on the road has now towards the end of the season they were better, but one thing you got to look at with Seattle and towards the end of the season they played great. Yeah. All right. They played Atlanta, St. Louis, the Angels.
They won the games though.
The Royals, the Astros, the Rockies. The last time they played a playoff team, they lost 2 out of 3 to Cleveland. August 29th, 30th, and 31st. They went the entire month of September without playing a postseason team.
But they won.
Of course they won. They didn't play a postseason team.
Yeah, but they still won the games down the stretch when it mattered the most. That's my big thing.
All right, I'll let you go first here. Blue Jays and Red Sox.
I have a feeling we're going to agree on this one, though. I'm on the Red Sox. I was high on Boston coming into the year. This is a Red Sox team that when they got Garrett Crochet, they got picked up Chapman for the bullpen. They picked up Alex Bregman. Roman Anthony may be back for this series. Like, this is, if they can get past the Yankees, this is a Red Sox team that I think could handle business versus Toronto. Because I like the starting pitching for the Red Sox over Toronto. I like the offense for the Red Sox over Toronto. Like, I feel like the Red Sox are just the better team. They just had too slow of a start. And I think you can get them into this one, into the CS. Because I know when we talked preseason, I liked the Red Sox to win the World Series.
Yeah.
So I'm going to continue to ride with the Red Sox.
Yeah. And holy crap, breaking news. Granted, this is hockey, but Kirill Kaprizov just signed the richest contract in NHL history, 8x17. Wow. Sorry. I saw that. I had to mention. So I know this is a baseball podcast, but wow. Okay. Let's go with the little Blue Jays here. And Red Sox. Good luck beating Toronto in Toronto. They're the best home team in baseball, and they have home field advantage.
If it goes 1-1 back to Boston, Boston's got it.
If it goes 1-1 back to Boston, Boston can win the series. Here's the thing, though. It ain't going 1-1 back to Boston. I think Toronto takes care of business when it comes to playing at home during this postseason. That crowd in Rogers Center is going to be nuts. And we saw it back in, 2015, the last time they were able to host playoff games. Yeah, no, this is the most well-rounded Blue Jays team I've seen in a very long time. And I think that this team is going to be a very, very tough out in the playoffs. And I do think that they win this series. I could see it being 5 games because I can see them stealing the game in Boston as well. I think this can go 1-1, 2-2 back to Toronto for Game 5. I think this will be a close series. I think this will be a fun, competitive series. I could see it going either way. Give me the Blue Jays with the home field advantage here.
I'm going to actually actually, the Blue Jays did host a wild card more recently.
Yeah.
2022. They hosted the Seattle Mariners. They lost 4-0 in Game 1, and they blew, a 6-1 lead or something like that? But yeah, I think I mentioned that one. Do you want to start off with your Philly series? Because you got Phillies Reds.
Yeah, I got Phillies Reds, unfortunately. And this is where I'm somewhat hoping I'm wrong on the Reds with that, because here's the thing. If the Reds knock off the Dodgers, the Phillies are sweeping this one. It would be Phillies in 3 for me. And they'll advance the National League Championship Series. I think, if it's Reds Phillies, which I kind of wanted a little bit to be Dodgers Phillies, just because I know the Dodgers can take care of the Phillies. Mm-hmm. If that were to be the matchup, not saying it can't be, but I'm going to ride with my upset pick for the Reds to knock out the Dodgers. I'll take the Phillies though to knock out the Reds in 3 games.
All right, here's where we're going to differ, because I have the Phillies Dodgers, and I think LA goes to the championship series again. This is a Dodgers team that I think is just going to be able to outlast the Phillies. And I feel like they're going to have Dodgers will have big momentum going into the DS, because I think they win 2-0. I think those are 2 blowout games, but they're going to have some momentum rolling into it. The Phillies, and here's where I don't know, people are going to make some arguments against it. I'm worried about the Phillies pitching.
Yeah.
Because I feel like in order to win a series versus the Phillies, you needed Zach Wheeler.
To win a series against the Dodgers?
Against the Dodgers, yes.
Oh, if it's Dodgers Phillies, I absolutely take the Dodgers.
If Zach Wheeler was in this series, I'm taking the Phillies, and I think the Phillies win the World Series. But you're missing your ace. You're missing one of the best playoff pitchers in the last 5 years, last 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, he was really freaking good. He was a W for guys in the playoffs every single time.
Except for Game 1 of the NLDS, but that wasn't his fault.
No, okay. I like the Dodgers to get out of this one. I think they have enough healthy pitching to get through that series. I think without Wheeler, the Dodgers have the better pitching. And yes, I know Christopher Sanchez has been, Christopher Sanchez has been number 2 for the Cy Young.
Oh yeah.
Jesus Luzardo has been fantastic. But you got a Phillies team that I'm not relying on their hitting either. So give me the Dodgers.
Fair. And then I'll let you start here with your divisional series, Brewers and Padres.
Give me the Padres. So we're gonna have an ugly CS, but I'm not. You know what? This is a prove it to me, Brewers. It's a prove it. Also, they're banged up. We saw them down the stretch not play good baseball. And until they prove to me otherwise, I am not backing this Brewers team in the playoffs. Absolutely not. They haven't won a playoff. When was the last time the Brewers won a playoff series?
2018. They made it to the National League Championship Series and lost to the Dodgers.
There you go. Like that's the last time they had any type of playoff success. And then, they haven't been there. No, they've been there every single year pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, this is a Brewers team that is consistently in the playoffs. And I know you're going to like this analogy. They're the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
Prove it to me until you say otherwise. But give me the Padres here. I think they have the better pitching. I think they have the better offense. I think they have the better bullpen. The only advantage that the Brewers have is they have home field, and I think that can flip really quickly.
Yeah.
With a win, with the Padres winning one of the first 2 games, the series is flipped on its head, and I think the Padres can win this one like 4-1.
Yeah. Do we have a more universally hated number 1 seed than the Milwaukee Brewers?
No.
That I've seen nobody want to pick them. That being said, I still ain't picking them either. Give me the Padres. Give me them in 5. Because you know what the Brewers are going to do. They're going to make this as heartbreaking as possible for their fans as well. I'll Pete Alonso last year. And this is a Padres team that I would give the rotation edge to the Brewers. I would give the bullpen's not even, I don't want to say not even close, but bullpen edge does go towards San Diego offensively. San Diego has the better firepower. And this will be a Padres team that they can steal one in Milwaukee. All they need to do. San Diego is one hell of a playoff atmosphere. We see how well they play in San Diego, and I'm taking them to make the NLCS. This team, like I mentioned against the Cubs, is built for October, and I see them going far here.
There you go. Do you want to tell us who's making the World Series?
Yeah. As I've kind of alluded to earlier in the video when I picked them to beat the Mariners, it's Guards ball to the World Series. I said in the video, and I'm not going to back up on it now, if the Guardians steal the division, they'll represent the American League in the World Series.
Fair enough.
And I am going to stick with that. Guards ball in 6 over the Toronto Blue Jays.
I'm going to kind of stick to my thing what I said in the beginning. I like the Mariners to win the World Series this year. So I'll be quickly with that one. I'm taking Seattle to win it all. But we'll talk about more about who they're playing in a minute. This is the most complete Seattle Mariners team I've ever seen. Julio Rodriguez is hitting again. This team got hot down the stretch. I don't care who they played. Winning is winning. Momentum is momentum. Their pitching has gotten it good. Randy Arozarena is one of the best playoff hitters in the past couple of years. Sign me up. Seattle Mariners will win their first World Series.
And they will face
another team that could have a shot to make their win their first World Series is the Padres. And I'm going to be on the Padres to get to the World Series against the Dodgers. Once again, when it comes to it, and I don't want to predict this stuff, but I have a feeling that the Dodgers are going to lose an arm somewhere in the playoffs. And I hate to predict that, but with the way that they are, with how quickly some of those pitchers get hurt, I don't know if I could trust the Dodgers pitching staff. Not to mention their bullpen.
Oh yeah, And that's one thing that makes me nervous with them against the Reds. Now, granted, the Reds bullpen, I feel like the Reds bullpen and the Dodgers bullpen is coughing baby versus coughing baby right now. But who do you trust in the bullpen if you're the Dodgers to even get by the Phillies? I trust the Phillies bullpen more than I trust the Dodger bullpen.
For real.
So, like, if you're the Dodgers, who are you trusting in the postseason in the bullpen? Is it Shohei Ohtani?
Is Ohtani starting a game?
I think Ohtani would start game 3.
Yeah. But my final is I'm taking Seattle. I'm going to take them in 6 games over the Padres. And a team's going to win the World Series for their first time ever.
I think right now this is the People's World Series that you have there in Mariners and Padres. Give me the Padres to make the World Series as well, as they get their revenge from 2022, where they lost in the NLCS against the Phillies. I think they bounce back and they win in the bank in Game 6 to advance to the World Series. Yeah, and I think we'll see with that in the series with the Padres versus the Phillies. It'll be a nice little door closing to the playoff window of the Philadelphia Phillies, of the championship. They might be a wild card team next year. I think that next year the Phillies take a step back.
Braves take a step up.
The Braves, Marlins, Mets take a step up. And we see the Phillies struggle for a playoff spot rather than comfortably make one. And the Padres advance to the World Series. This is another one where you can't go wrong with this World Series. Because you have the Padres who have never won a World Series, and you have the longest drought in baseball in the Cleveland Guardians, Indians, the Cleveland franchise. And I'm so sorry, Cleveland. That drought will continue. San Diego wins the World Series. I think this is where the magic would run out for Cleveland. I said they would win the American League. Did not say they would win the World Series. Granted, if this is the World Series, you're damn right knowing I'm rooting for the Guardians in this series. And I would love to see the Guardians win the World Series. I just think if they get matched up against the San Diego Padres, that it would not end well for the Guardians there. So for me, because it feels like the Padres are the Guardians with money.
Fair.
So I think that it's one of those where they'll just run out of talent, or they'll get out talented in the World Series. The Guardians and the Padres will win this. I'm gonna say 5.
There you go.
But that is our predictions for the World Series. I've got Guardians over Tigers, Red Sox over Yankees, Guardians over Mariners, Blue Jays over Red Sox, Guardians over Blue Jays. In the American League, in the National League, the Reds upset the Dodgers. The Padres beat the Cubs. The Phillies sweep the Reds. The Padres take care of the Brewers. The Padres win in the bank against Philadelphia and go on to win the World Series in 5 games against the Cleveland Guardians.
Quickly for me, Guard ball over Tigers, Red Sox over Yankees, Dodgers in the most lopsided wild card series, and then the Padres outpitch the Cubs. The Seattle Mariners will knock out Guard ball. Red Sox will knock out the team above the border. The Seattle Mariners will make the World Series against the they will play the Padres, who made it past both the Brewers and the Dodgers when the Dodgers beat the Phillies in the DS. And that's how you get the Padres losing to the Mariners in the World Series in 6 games.
All right. But that is everything for this video. Let us know in the comment section below. Who's winning the World Series? Where do we go wrong? Where do we go right? Let us know all that down in the comment section below. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. Want to thank you guys as always for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.